I was 22 and fresh out of college when this happened, still living with my parents and feeling pretty lucky to have rent-free comfort while I saved up money. My life was stable, maybe boring, but predictable, and that was how I liked it. One weekend, my college friend Lindsay invited me, plus our friends Sabrina and Thea, to spend a few days at her family's beach house. She described it as this modern, secluded place with a private beach and a short walk to the water. When I saw it, I was blown away. It looked more like a futuristic compound than a normal house, with giant glass walls and minimalist furniture. The first night, we stayed up late on the beach, drinking White Claws and listening to music. Around midnight, we noticed some guys coming down the shoreline with a swinging flashlight. At first, we were a little spooked, but once they got close, they seemed normal. Maybe a couple of years older than us, beachy looking, friendly enough. They joined us for drinks and conversation, and the night started to feel easy again. An hour later, the guys suggested we head back to their place. I was exhausted and had no interest in hooking up with anyone, so I decided to go back to the house alone. I figured my friends were safe enough with three seemingly harmless guys, and I wished them a fun night before heading off. I fell asleep pretty quickly, but around 3 a.m., my phone started ringing. Lindsay on fast time. She was in full-blown panic, screaming that Thea and Sabrina had been kidnapped, begging me to grab her car and help. Her words hit me like ice water. I was shaking as I threw on clothes and ran down the stairs. She explained that she'd left the guy's place earlier, but went back to grab her purse, only to see them shoving Thea and Sabrina into the trunk of an SUV before speeding away. She had already called the police, but needed me to try and catch up. I jumped in her car and tore down the dark beach road, barely breathing. Lindsay stayed on the phone, giving me directions and describing the SUV. When I finally saw a car matching her description in the distance, I called the police back to update them. The dispatcher told me to hang back and not engage, which felt impossible. I was shaking with adrenaline, desperate to do something. After a few agonizing minutes, I saw the red and blue police lights up ahead. The SUV didn't even try to run, probably thinking it was a routine traffic stop. I pulled over and watched in horror as the cops dragged the three men out of the car at gunpoint, handcuffing them on the roadside. Then they popped the trunk. Inside were Thea and Sabrina, tied up, bruised, terrified but alive. It was chaos. Lindsay had run down the street behind me and reached them, crying hysterically. I wanted to throw up. Thea and Sabrina were in shock, barely speaking. One of the officers had to help them out of the trunk. Later, the police pieced together that the house the guys claimed was theirs actually belonged to an older couple who were out of the country. They'd been squatting there, pretending to own it, probably waiting for an opportunity like this. Their plan, who knows, but it was clear they had intentions far worse than just scaring a couple of drunk girls. Thea's parents are lawyers and made sure those men faced the maximum charges. They were convicted of multiple felonies, including kidnapping, and put away for a long time. The experience changed me in ways I didn't expect. For months, I couldn't go to the beach, couldn't stay out late, couldn't even trust harmless-seeming strangers. I'd lie awake replaying that moment of opening the trunk, seeing my friends bound and gagged. I still don't know what would have happened if Lindsay hadn't forgotten her purse and turned back at just the right moment. Sometimes I wonder if I should have stayed with them that night, maybe protected them somehow, but honestly, there was no way any of us could have seen it coming. Those guys had played their parts perfectly, hiding their intentions until the second they made their move. We're all still close, even after everything, but none of us are the same. I think Thea and Sabrina have tried to put it behind them, but there are things you never really get over. And part of me knows I'll never let my guard down like that again.